Thanks, Mon. The Prime Minister is touring flood-ravaged Queensland today, and he joins us now from Cairns. Thank you, PM, for joining us. Before we get to the floods, can I ask you about the awful scenes coming out of Prague? What assistance, if any, is Australia making to those involved, particularly Australians caught up in this?
Well, these are terrible scenes, Shervo, and I know that Australians who have family or friends there in Prague will be concerned. We have established a number in which Australians can ring to get information or support. That number is 1300 555 135. That's 1300 555 135 to get on to our Department of Foreign Affairs officials.
Yeah, it's a bucket list thing, isn't it, for Australians to go over to Prague at this time of the year for Christmas, New Year, etc.
It sure is. It's such a beautiful city.
It really is, and just a devastating story coming out of there. Prime Minister, another devastating story, the floods. You'll meet with locals today and see the damage firsthand this morning. What's your plan? What sort of assistance are you going to bring to the communities there?
Well, on top of the individual disaster assistance, which is available, payments in emergency circumstances for individuals of $1,000, $400 for each child, we are be announcing today with Stephen Miles, the Premier of Queensland, who's here with me, we'll be announcing additional support for primary producers, additional support for small business and not-for-profits, additional funding for each of the 9 local government areas that are impacted as well. In addition to that, we'll be meeting with tourism operators and providing a package of support for tourism recovery. I would just urge anyone who has bookings here in far north Queensland to please don't cancel. The impact of this flood has been devastating for the region, but it will be worse if the economy dips in coming weeks and months. So we need people to provide that support for the tourism sector. But in addition, today, of course, we'll be meeting with the emergency service workers, the volunteers, who've been doing such an extraordinary effort. At the worst of times, we always see the best of the Australian character, and we've seen that here in Cairns and in the communities in the Tablelands and Cape York and to the south as well.
It is always the uplifting part of it, isn't it, that everyone chips in to help out. Just really quickly, a number of crops have been damaged, the likes of mangoes, bananas, avocados. This has a wide-ranging effect, especially during a cost of living crisis across the nation. What can you tell us about that? Will prices at the supermarkets go up?
Well, we'll be providing additional support to primary producers. We'll be announcing that today as part of the package. We know that the full impact of these floods hasn't been assessed yet. We know that the insurance that's available, there's been some debate, I would say, that we've been very clear to the insurance companies that they have an obligation to look after their people who have insurance with them. And up to this point, we just send that very strong message to the insurance industry. If people have a claim, they should be putting it in.
Yeah, you can make claims. That's a strong message there. Moving on, the Defence Minister has ruled out sending a warship to join the US task force in the Middle East. Does that send a bad message to our allies at the moment that we're not going to help you out over there?
No, not at all. There's been no government-to-government request here beyond the support that we're already providing for the operation that's based in Bahrain. We'll be providing additional personnel for that operation. The United States, our friends there, understand that our priority area is here in the Indo-Pacific. We've had freedom of navigation operations occurring around joint ones with the Philippines and also in the South China Sea. They understand that that's our priority, and there's been, as I say, no government-to-government request.
Albo, I want to get your message to Australians over Christmas in a moment. Just really quickly, Comcar's spending is back in the news today. Are our politicians overspending on transport?
Oh, look, politicians need to make sure that they value taxpayer dollars, but politicians do need to get around when they're travelling, and I don't think you would want members of parliament or ministers not travelling, not representing. This is my second trip to Queensland this week. It's appropriate that I've come to Queensland this week to look firsthand, to talk with emergency service workers, to make sure our Australian Defence Force personnel are providing the support that's needed here on the ground.
It's been a rollercoaster year for many Aussies. Albo, what do you say to them as Christmas is coming up?
I just say, please stay safe firstly on the roads. This has been a horrific year when it comes to the road toll increasing. As a former Transport Minister, we saw it decrease year by year, and there's been that spike this year, which is really worrying. So stay safe on the roads, but enjoy the time that you have with your family and friends. For many people, Christmas can be difficult if you've lost a loved one as well. So if you have a neighbour or a friend or someone who needs that support, please reach out. This is a time of giving. Every Christmas Day I spend the morning with Bill Cruz at the Exodus Foundation at Ashfield. They feed about 4,000 people on Christmas Day, and I must say it's the most uplifting thing that I will do this year, just to see that joy given from people. Many people are homeless and in need, but some people are just in need of a friend and someone to chat to.
It's a great message. All the best this Christmas, Prime Minister. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Servo. Have a great Christmas yourself, and to all of your viewers, have a happy, and for those people of faith, have a holy Christmas as well.
Thanks, PM. Here's Mon.